5 hours before polls closed Tuesday, Courtney Tritch seemed sure she would capture the Democratic nomination for a U.S. House seat representing Northeast Indiana. "We've done everything we can. We ran a hard campaign for 10 months, Tritch said outside a polling place at Baker Street Station in downtown Fort Wayne. "I'm excited and confident about tonight," she said. The primary election results proved her confidence was more than warranted. Tritch was receiving 79% of the vote to about 11% for Tommy Schrader and roughly 10% for John Roberson. Schrader has run for Congress 6 times and was the Democrats' surprise nominee 2 years ago, while Tuesday was Roberson's third try in a House primary election. Tritch enjoyed huge margins throughout the 12-county 3rd Congressional District. She won 83% of the vote in her home Allen County, the district's most populous county, and she topped 70% in most other counties. "We were hoping for big numbers today. We knew people were excited. We were interested to see just how excited they were, and they proved that today they are ready for November," Tritch said about her supporters in the general election. First-term Republican Rep. Jim Banks of Columbia City ran unopposed in the Republican primary. The 3rd District has not been represented by a Democrat since Jill Long Thompson from 1989 through 1994. It's an overwhelmingly Republican district, the most Republican district in the state. Banks said Tuesday night in a telephone interview. "Courtney is the most liberal candidate who has ever been nominated in this district," Banks said. "And my proven conservative voting record is much more in tune with the 3rd District than the left-wing views of Courtney, who comes from the Bernie Sanders wing of the Democratic Party. So, I look forward to that contrast and talking about that contrast over the next several months as we near the November election." Both Banks, 38, and Tritch, 40, said they expect to run issues-oriented campaigns. "The differences in our policies are really clear," Tritch said, "and I think that the more voters discover that, whether they're Democrat, Independent or Republican, the more they're going to be drawn to our side. Because it's just such an obvious choice when you look at the issues." Tritch repeatedly has described herself as socially progressive, fiscally conservative and a political independent before announcing her candidacy as a Democrat last summer. Banks, who has been a state senator from Columbia City, a member of the Whitley County Council and that county's Republican Party chairman, is a social and fiscal conservative. Fort Wayne resident Tritch is the first female nominee for the 3rd District seat from either major political party since Democrat Maria Parra in 2004. It would be a dozen years until another woman got on the general election ballot, Libertarian Pepper Snyder in 2016. Tritch, a marketing consultant and a former vice president of the Northeast Indiana Regional Partnership, and economic development groups, raised $328,000 in campaign contributions through April 18 and spent nearly $125,000, making her by far the best-financed Democratic congressional candidate in the 3rd District since Tom Hayhurst in 2010. Fort Wayne resident Schrader, who is unemployed, and the retired Roberson have not filed campaign finance reports, typically a sign that a candidate has raised little or no money. Banks had more than $422,000 in campaign cash on hand as of April 18, compared with nearly $204,000 for Tritch. In northern Indiana's 2nd District, which includes parts of Kosciuszko County, 3rd-term Republican Rep. Jackie Walorski of Jimtown, in Elkhart County, defeated Mark Sum of South Bend for the Republican nomination, while Mel Hall of South Bend beat 5 other candidates to win the Democratic nomination. Greg Pence, the brother of Vice President Mike Pence, won the Republican nomination in the 6th District and will face Democratic primary victor Jeanine Lake. Other apparent primary winners included Democratic Rep. Pete Vislowski and Republican Mark Leva in the 1st District, GOP state lawmaker Jim Baird and Democrat Toby Beck in the 4th District, Republican Rep. Susan Brooks and Democrat Dee Thornton in the 5th District, Democratic Rep. Andre Carson and Republican Wayne Harmon in the 7th District, Republican Rep. Larry Bucshon and Democrat William Tannous in the 8th District, and Republican Rep. Trey Hollingsworth and Democrat Liz Watson in the 9th District. B. Francisco at jg.net